Let me just flip. How's it going, guys? Welcome to the stream. My name's Kyle. I'm with Austin Custom Brass, obviously, as you can see by the shirt and the logo and everything set up behind me. um, Today is a cool stream. I have a very rare and unique horn to show you guys. This one is a Bach Stradivarius, but not any Bach Stradivarius. It's actually a 65 bell, which is a little lesser known, but people still do play it. Um, Hi, Mark. Nice to meet you. Hope you're doing well out there. Thanks for the comment. Um, Again, the 65 bell is a little less well known. What it is, originally, it was designed as a bell for one of Bach's rotary trumpets. Basically, it's a bit darker and, a little bit more European kind of sounding than your standard American, Bach 37, yellow brass, whatever sound. Um, Hi, Ben. Thanks for joining in. The 65 bell flare itself is quite wide, dark. It's a little less, centered than your 37 or your 43 or your 72, but the sound is amazing. A lot of jazzers, like to use this horn. Most famously, Wynton played on a 65 bell. This one in particular is a 65 GH, G meaning gold brass, and H meaning heavy. So the gauge of the metal, the thickness of that gold brass right there. Yeah, the 65. I agree. I really love the flare as well. It's like very magical. I think there's something really cool about it, and I wish more people could try it or know about it. Actually, um, this horn was made in, I think, '93, if I remember correctly. Um, it's in amazing shape cosmetically. And the listing for this horn will also be linked in the chat for you guys to check out. And the best part is those finger buttons, and the video won't do them justice either, as they change color um, depending on where you look at them in the light. Um, these were made by Yuan DeWitt of DeWitt Trumpets in Canada. Um, so yeah, they're really cool. They're synthetic opal. They're not real opal because let's be honest, I'm a trumpet player. I can't afford actual opals. So we got this one. But yeah, this is a very unique one in the fact that it's a 65 bell with a gold brass material and the heavy weight. But it also has a large diameter on the end. This is around 5.3 inches for the end flare. It's like there's my hand, there's the bell flare. It's pretty big. And I don't think you can order this Bach from the factory. Like if you were to call them up now and say, "Hey, can I get a 5.3-inch bell flare?" I'm pretty sure they would not do that. Oh, mouthpiece, Mark. Yeah, it's a good question. So I'm playing on our CB mouthpiece, stands for obviously Clifford Brown, excuse me, which is roughly equivalent to like a Bach New York 17C1. It's right here, if you can check it out. It's got that, wide cushioned rim. I really like this mouthpiece a lot. And I've been playing it for, I want to say, 4 or 5 years at this point. This one in particular has our S backbore on it, so it's pretty like straight down the middle in terms of the resistance and the blow. 27 throat. It's a workhorse. I use it for everything basically. Greetings from Maine. Oh, that's awesome. Both of my parents are from Maine, and my cousins live in Maine. Maine is awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, enough about this. I'm gonna play it for a little bit so you guys can hear what this guy sounds like. Let me just switch the mic over real quick. So that's a little bit of that horn there for you guys. Um, yeah, the sound again is really, it's like dark, it's warm, and with this wide flare of the end diameter, it also gives it a nice spread to the sound, which is really cool. That sometimes you don't get out of your standard Bach because, again, they use the standard diameter in the end of the bell flare there. So again, if you were to call a Bach and be like, "Hey, can I get this trumpet?" They probably would not make this large of a bell flare for you, or a bell end diameter. This one in particular is a medium large bore. Another one Winton famously played was a Vindobona, so the step bore, MLV, and this one does have the 44 lead pipe on it, which I don't know if Bach makes anymore. This one was made for me by BAC, which is cool because they had the 43 mandrel, which is pretty much the same thing, except this is made out of nickel silver instead of yellow brass, which is the standard one. Ballad, yes, that would be good. This is a good ballad horn. Ben, it is. I will tell you, I took this horn on a wedding gig a month ago or so, and I didn't like it for that those applications, which is part of the reason that I'm parting with this. This is actually my horn, if anyone didn't know. I'm selling it one to fund a new project that I'm building with a collaboration of my favorite builders in the trumpet industry, and two because most of my gigs nowadays are on wedding band stuff, and I felt like this is just gonna sit in my house most of the time, and no one's gonna hear it. And it's a shame to have it sit there, and so I want someone at least to play it. Um, and it is an amazing instrument. I just have no need for it. You know, I have my A1, which is my workhorse, and I use it for everything. And this one would just kind of sit there and be sad and lonely. So um, yeah, but it is a good ballad horn, a good small group horn. It's very dark and, like, wide. But for the wedding band stuff, I didn't like it. I felt like I was working a little too hard, harder than I want to. Especially when those gigs last, 3-4 hours or whatever, and by the end you're like. But for a ballad, this horn is amazing. So let's see. Let's think of them. Oh, we'll play some Horace Silver. Let's see. So yeah, definitely a really good ballad horn. It's got that nice warm, dark kind of tone to it, especially with that flare. So cool. Yeah. So if anyone, again, if they have any questions about this horn, feel free to put them in the comments. Um, again, it's sad to let it go, but it's also sad for it to sit in my house and not get played as much as it should. Um, which is why we actually had a customer come in today do the same thing with one of their instruments that they love. They called it their baby, and they're selling it on consignment with us. They were like, "Oh, I love this horn, but it's a shame I don't use it anymore, and I don't want it to sit in a case, doing nothing when someone could be making music with it." Um, yes, thank you, Mark. Medium large bore on this guy. Again, normally the Winton setup is, if you have the 65 GH bell, is to have a step 4, but this one is just the medium large. Um, Also, another cool thing about this large diameter is that the only other person that I know of, and some other people that I've talked to, that Bach has made this large of a bell flare for would be for Jack Sheldon, and that would be really cool if this horn was made for him. I cannot confirm if it was. It was made when he was alive, so there's a possibility. But I've tried getting the shop card. It's a little difficult, and I can try again. But that would be really really cool if it was made for him, because he's a trumpet hero. One of the greats. Um, but yeah, Ben was saying actually he was asking for some like high note things. So let's see actually how this responds with that. Change my mic over real quick. Yeah. So you can hear in there where I'm struggling a little bit, trying to hit like that E flat up there, for example, and that's just me being super used to the A1 and not so used to this at all. But for me, the A1 for if I'm doing like a bunch of wedding man stuff or some stuff that's a little more challenging, like up, the A1 is what I use, and that's mostly what I get paid to do. So this horn again just doesn't fit me as well as my other one, so that's one of the only reasons I'm getting rid of it. But yeah, it does have a huge core sound, which is like what you want out of a Bach. Really, really incredible sound. Um, yeah, it does also come with the original lead pipe that I had replaced. Didn't have any red rod or anything. I just wanted a different lead pipe on it, so I swapped it out. It comes with the Bach case as well, and it's in very good shape altogether. There's a few like very small spots of wear um, around the contact points and stuff like that, but overall it's pretty good. The other cool thing I like is this bracing here. If anyone can tell, is a little off center, but I think that makes it really unique, which is really cool. Hi Gary, nice to see you. Um, so yeah, again, um, really awesome. Let's play a little bit more on this horn so you guys can check it out. Question real quick. This horn is from '93. So it's really fun to play for sure. I do love the sound. There's not something pretty unique about that Bach sound, which is really cool. And I hadn't owned a Bach for many years since high school, I think. And I had played a 65 back then too, but just the standard, standard gauge yellow brass. And that horn wasn't nowhere near as good as this one. That one was, I believe, an early Elkhart. Um, and yeah, this one just like can run circles around that one, which is really cool. But yeah, again, amazing shape on this guy. And if anyone has any questions, again, you can email the shop info@awesomecustombrass.com, and we'd be happy to chat about this horn, or you can give us a call. Um, yeah, cool, cool. Oh yeah, I actually also swapped out the guides on this horn as well, so I'm using metal guides here, which are brand new. No particular reason other than I like metal valve guides. I think they sound good. They are a little loud, but I can include the original nylon ones in the purchase anyway. So yeah, and again for those just tuning in, I'm using the CB mouthpiece, the Clifford Brown, which is my favorite mouthpiece. It's so amazing. I can't really play anything else now because I'm so used to this like rim. Oh, thanks, Mark. Yeah, it's definitely a gem, and I'll be very happy if someone is able to pick it up and make it their own. And yeah, it's just a lovely instrument. Let me play a little bit more on it for you guys. Yeah, awesome. um, yes, Terrence, it is 5.3 inches, and I'm a big fan of larger bell diameters in general for most of what I play. It's just what I like to hear, and it matches my sound. And so I have a bell on my Adams that's actually the same in diameter as this one, but made out of pure sterling silver. Um, and the next horn I'm building has a similar, width to it, which is really cool. I'm just a super big fan of the larger bells. So when I found this guy, it was super exciting because I was really enamored, with that Bach sound and that Winton Bach sound, like a lot of us are. Um, who doesn't want to sound like Winton, and so when I saw this come up, I was like, okay, cool. It's got to sound like a Bach, but it's going to be wider and dark. And I was like, oh, it's so exciting. Oh, yeah, sure. Let me get my horn real quick. So here's my A1, and you can see the two flares there together. Let's see if they're pretty similar in terms of the size of the diameter, um, but the style is definitely a little different, a little wider on the Bach flare there. But I do like again the larger ones, um, and again custom finger buttons there. And like I said this earlier, they definitely don't show up as well as they do in pictures or in video. Oh, maybe they do. You can see a little bit of the changing there if I rotate it around a little bit. Um, Definitely awesome work that DeWitt Trumpets did to those finger buttons, which is really cool. Um, Again, if you have any questions about this horn or any other horns, for that matter, that we sell here in the shop, we're always here to help you out. Info@awesomecustombrass.com. You can give us a call, smoke signal, whatever. We'll check it out. So let me play this one last time so you guys can hear it. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I'm Kyle from Awesome Custom Brass. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining. There you go. Oh, thank you, Mark. That's very kind of you. This is definitely an awesome horn. Very unique. You won't find it anywhere else except for here at Awesome Cousin Brass. Thank you guys again for joining. It was a pleasure being here. I hope you have an awesome holiday, a great weekend. Stay safe out there. And thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.